Well, that was horrendous. Is it time for Ten Hag to go? And a lot of people might argue that is the case. There are people who are certainly considering him sacked. They've given up on him. They've given up on the Ten Hag era, if you want to put it that way. And to be honest, they are not wrong. I've been one of Ten Hag's biggest advocates. Before he came in, I wanted him as the manager. I backed him. I'm still backing him until the end, until he eventually is no longer Manchester United manager. But that performance against Spurs, it was absolutely horrendous. It was disgraceful, disgusting, and the fact that the players didn't look like they wanted to be there, the fact that there was a lack of urgency, lack of fight, everybody in that particular team that was playing should definitely hang their heads in shame. I feel ashamed to even be called a Man United fan having to watch that type of performance. From the very first minute, you already saw the way Van de Ven ran through our team, similar to the right back of FC Twente not too long ago. The same thing happened. Spurs squeezed and pressed, and it didn't seem like we could get out of our half. And they scored again in the beginning of the second half, like they did the first half. And even though we had a bit of energy pushing, trying to press forward because we basically had nothing to lose, we still couldn't break them down. I mean, it's difficult, having 10 men. Bruno got the red card, which in my opinion is not a red card. I think that is self-explanatory. People can see for themselves. You can see for yourself that it's not a red card. You can let me know in the comment section what you think about it. But before the red card and after the red card, we weren't any better. We absolutely were just really, really bad. And it's not the first time we have this type of performance under Ten Hag. Last season, these types of performances looked quite the norm, to be honest. And if you go back even further, there are games where we literally got punished and destroyed by lower clubs. The Brentford 4-0 loss. You look at the Nottingham Forest loss, the Bournemouth loss. Solanke scored in that game, and funnily enough, he scores again at Old Trafford against us for Spurs. You know, Gary Neville said that the players didn't look like they want to be there, that they're not listening to Ten Hag or taking his instructions on board, which is really an insinuation to make because Gary Neville himself played under the pressures of being a Manchester United player. Yes, it was under Fergie in a different time, but the standard was there to have to fight, to play for the badge, and just keep going until the end. Onana kept us in the game and probably kept the scoreline respectable because it easily could have been 6-7-0. And I'm not trying to exaggerate that. Spurs really had those type of chances and probably should have scored them, but Onana again kept us in the game and kept the score respectable. Garnacho kept running until the end. You can't question his effort and his desire, but that can't be it all. People are questioning Ugarte and how good he is and if he's good enough. He just got here. The man is literally trying to settle into a new system, a new league, has new teammates. I mean, cut him some slack. He's trying, you know. But the other players that have been here, they're more experienced players. You would expect more. Diogo Dalot for the first goal alone. What is he doing? Allowing Brennan Johnson to run in behind him, and he doesn't even look like he's trying to get there to either stop the cross from coming in or to just defend. I don't know what actually happened in that game. It was really confusing in terms of how we set up, first of all, but how we showed ourselves as a team was disgraceful. We are too easy to play against. And this is Ten Hag's third season. He was backed by Ineos with the signings that he needed. And yet, for some reason, we still don't have some sort of recognized way of playing that the players can be confident enough to execute in game after game. We are really, really a mess. And Ten Hag needs to find a way to somewhat get out of this, to turn it around, because if he doesn't, he's going to be sacked. That's the obvious thing. And it has been reported, by Laurie Whitwell that, and by James Ducker of the Telegraph, they both have said that Ten Hag will remain in charge for the FC Porto and Aston Villa games coming up this week. Europa League and then the Premier League respectively. But I don't have any confidence for those two games. I mean, if we win one of them, you probably will still see Ten Hag after the international break. If he loses both or has bad results, with a draw and doesn't perform well, he might be on his way out. That is why I'm asking, is it time for Ten Hag to go? Like I said, I'm going to back him until the end. But I don't know if he's going to be here come Christmas, come the new year. I don't know. You know, I'm all for having a project, having a process, trying to build a winning team, but we still need results. Ten Hag still needs to get wins under his belt. We can't lose and draw and have these type of performances and expect to be progressing. A lot of the metrics and the stats back up us having improved this season. But on performances like that, those things don't matter. People left the stadium after the third goal, and there was like literally 15 minutes left for us to somewhat salvage a consolation goal or try and fight to get a draw. I don't know. Teams have done it before. Weaker teams, no disrespect to them, have come from behind in worse situations. Man United itself, years gone by, would always fight until the end and would come from behind to win a game or draw a game. But that doesn't seem to be there with these players. Ten Hag is supposed to be motivating them, and I'm sure that he is. You can't say Ten Hag should leave and Ruud van Nistelrooy should be the new manager. That would mean that he is not part of what is happening right now. But he has to be. Surely he must have a voice in the dressing room and on the training pitch. So for me, this type of performance is really damning on Ten Hag and his future. Because if the results continue to be like this, the pressure is only going to mount and the call for him to be sacked will only get louder. And Ineos will then be forced to have to listen to it and make a decision, especially if it's going to affect us having some sort of successful season. We are still in the Europa League and we still can certainly do well there if we get over this difficult period and get through it or turn it around. Or if a new manager comes in, who knows? We will have to have some type of opportunity to go and win a trophy or at least get to the latter stages, try and qualify for top four. But we cannot have the case where there's no hope in the season and then we only want to make a change in the manager. I don't know how Ineos is going to do it, but I do know that the time is ticking for Ten Hag and the pressure is mounting on him. You can talk about how the players performed, you can talk about the red card, but it ultimately comes down to Ten Hag, how he's setting up the team, and what type of tactics he is using. Is he going to change it? Is he going to try and find solutions to the problems and the weaknesses that he has in his tactical system? Or is he just going to continue being stubborn, playing this type of way, and having us be easy to play against? There's no fear in the players that come to play against United or play at Old Trafford. The players we have does not strike fear into the opposition. And that in itself is a massive, massive problem we have at Man United. We don't have any fear factor anymore. We're starting to look like a mid-table to lower table team. And that is something I will not accept. Ten Hag has to turn it around. And let's hope that he does. But if he doesn't, the writing is on the wall. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like. Let me know in the comment section what you think of Manchester United and Erik ten Hag right now. I would really, really love to hear what you have to say. Enjoy the day as much as you can. We move forward, we have to. There's no choice but to do that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.